It's been an absolute disaster for Pooh Shiesty ever since he got arrested. And now it's looking like this case is toxic. It's looking like it is going to be an absolute disaster because Pooh Shiesty's lawyer, his lawyer has officially left the case. Okay, it says Pooh Shiesty's attorney withdraws from the rapper's kidnapping case involving Gucci Mane, but he still believes Pooh can win. Yeah, right. Okay. When a lawyer drops you as a client, this is a big problem. And I think we're about to see David in his little, not even little, his big situation he's got going. I think his lawyers are going to drop him because the evidence that's just come out is so damning on David that it's hard to even see how any of these lawyers could conscionably defend him and even have a chance. And I think this is what's going on with Pooh Shiesty. It said on Tuesday, his lawyer, Bradford Cohen, revealed he'll be stepping down from representing the Memphis rapper in his current legal matter. Cohen will be replaced by Dallas-based attorneys Dan Cogdell and Kent Schaefer. Cohen insists there are many holes in the prosecution's case and feels strongly that Pooh can beat the charges. Now, look, here's the thing, all right? And the good news is we got your payment, buddy. He said he's seen the evidence and walked away. That lawyer knows it's a wrap for Buddy. Homie said, you got this, but I'm out. Good luck. Says what he's saying is somebody in the crew is about to take the fall for this. One of his friends did it and Pooh didn't know what's happening. I don't know about that. Says bro wasn't about to risk losing a case. He flat out thought about his win rate, right? Got to keep them stats up. Saying the lawyer fired himself. Interesting. People saying it could be a conflict of interest. Gucci set him up with the lawyer. Just trying to save his win rate. Said lawyers don't normally run from lucrative, high-profile cases unless the cost of losing is greater than the fees of representation. He's cooked, all right? He's cooked. So I'm going to give you a few updates and a little recap on the case, but this is really bad news, all right? This is what he said.
Quick update on Pooh Shiesty's case. I am just leaving Tennessee, actually, on a different federal case. But I will be withdrawing off the case. No implications of me withdrawing off the case. I still think it's a great case. I think there's a lot of holes in it. I think the government has a lot of explaining to do on the case. But I will be substituting in will be Dan Codgel, who's a fantastic lawyer, and Kent Schaefer, who is also a fantastic lawyer, both from Dallas. I think they're going to do a phenomenal job on the case. I think it's one of those cases where once you start really screwing down on the information, the facts, I think that a lot's going to be coming out that will be beneficial to the defense. I think they're going to do a great job, and I look forward to seeing how the case winds up.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's not looking great, right? Pooh update. Yeah, I think the case still has major holes for the government. I think his new attorneys will do an unbelievable job for him and get a fruitful resolution for him. Come on, fat chance. So let me give you an update on some of the other things. So Pooh Shiesty's father has also spoken out about the case. All right, everybody's saying it's a weak case. Pooh Shiesty's dad says prosecutors have a weak case against him. So shortly after Pooh Shiesty's father was arrested this month, he was granted a $250,000 bond, but prosecutors want it revoked. Earlier this month, Pooh Shiesty and multiple others were arrested and hit with charges relating to the kidnapping of Gucci Mane. Prosecutors said it was an armed takeover of a recording studio to get him out of his contract with Gooch. Pooh Shiesty's dad, Lontrell Williams Sr., was among those arrested. Shortly after he was taken into custody, he got a $250,000 bond with a $25K cash deposit, but prosecutors are trying to have that revoked, saying he's a flight risk, but he's fighting back. He insisted they have a weak case, and in new documents obtained by TMZ, Pooh Shiesty's dad and his team would argue he should await trial at home. They claim the evidence they have against him is profoundly underwhelming. Okay, so basically, that is that. Pooh Shiesty is cooked. His father might not be nearly as cooked as him. Okay, so he's given his argument. Prosecutors say that Pooh Shiesty's father, William Sr., traveled from Memphis to Dallas, booked the studio, printed the contract releases, and was present during the alleged ordeal. But he, on the other hand, says he traveled from Memphis to Dallas weeks before the other defendants. According to him, he did this so he could take care of his son. He also claims he always booked studios for Pooh Shiesty. As for the allegations about printing the contract release, he insists prosecutors don't have any evidence to back this up. He better hope not. All right, because I'm hearing they got you on surveillance at Staples getting the printing done. Pooh Shiesty's former lawyer, Bradford Cohen, made similar statements, accusing the government of lacking sufficient evidence. He said the FBI doesn't take 3 months to arrest someone if they believe that everything that was said, he said, before withdrawing from the case. That's a hell of a punchline. There is no contract. This mystery contract, they have no contract. They have no video of this alleged signing of a contract. They have no guns. They have no jewelry. They have none of that physical evidence. If it turns out that they do have footage of the contract being signed on Big 30's phone, Big 30 ball, all right, that ball. I've been listening to a lot of Big 30 recently. He's actually so good. Such a shame that he went out as a door blocker instead of a legendary rapper. But anyway, I wouldn't be surprised if they saw some of this evidence. Actually, they do. Actually, we do have a contract. Actually, we do have a video. Actually, we do have guns. We do have jewelry. And he said, let me get out of here. Now, the last time we saw Gucci Mane publicly, okay, he was with his wife at a football game. And if you notice, big blank space here. Comments duly turned off, all right? Now, shout out to Gucci Mane. I don't think he's a snitch. I think he's a businessman. I think once you run up $100 million, once you run up 9 figures, the obligation of snitching is gone, in my opinion. It's been absolved, all right? If you can snitch to protect your $100 million empire or keep it solid to impress the streets, all right, that don't give a shit about nothing other than destruction, then I think he's well within his rights to leave a statement, all right? He got $1 million watches, $500,000 pinky rings. Oh, that's his wedding ring. Oh, that's a pinky ring, but that's, I don't know about rings, to be honest with you. But he's got his comments turned off. He can't even bear people calling him a rat. But I respect Gucci Mane. I'm not going to lie to you. He's still outside these things. So apparently people are calling him a rat when he gets out there. You hear that? They're saying, you a rat, Gucci. Let's leave him. I think we should leave Gucci Mane alone, man. He a businessman. These guys are crash dummies. They're idiots. They went out sad. Yeah, Gucci Mane said he was going to catch all the bodies. Gucci Mane got bodies. I feel like if you catch a body and beat it, I feel like you got to get out snitch and free card at least once in your career. But anyway, okay, Gucci would speak before his halftime show. This was his first and only public appearance since the allegations, all right? And I think everybody had just been waiting to see how Gucci was doing. And I think one thing that is lost, this is a man that suffered from a lot of mental health problems. He's been through a lot, dealing with PTSD. You know, we saw the interview with him and his wife on The Breakfast Club. He's a sick man, all right? And, you know, you're hearing all these rumors around that he was crying during the robbery and tearing up, all this stuff. I feel like I'm the only person that feels like, yo, could somebody check on Gucci? Like, let's check Gucci's okay. Gucci been through a lot, all right? I don't give a shit about people saying he a snitch, made a statement. I don't care, all right? This is a legendary rap figure. How's Gucci doing, man? I hope Gucci's okay. That's what I'll say. I actually hope that he's doing okay and that he's not suffering too much trauma from this incident. You know, he puffed his chest out with that Crash Dummy song. He let the world know what was going on. But in reality, I feel like, you know, this is a guy that's been through a lot, all right? Let's have some sympathy for Gucci. But this was his first and only public appearance since the alleged robbery.
Kevin, thank you so much. I'm so looking forward to this. It's been special. What do you make of this crowd?
I'm loving it. I love the energy.
What can you tell me about your set list?
I'm gonna mix the old with the new. You know what I'm saying? That's guaranteed to work.
Any message for the fans?
Just get ready for the show. It's gonna be a good time.
All right, I can't wait. Enjoy.
Thank you. My pleasure.
All right. So Gucci Mane.
So here's the thing, right? You all want to talk about, oh, he snitched. Oh, he did. This is a multi-million-dollar business mogul. He's out here playing halftime shows, right, for the UFL Birmingham Stallions. And if you didn't know, people saying, oh, the United Football... Soccer in America is going to be the biggest thing. Gucci Mane involved, right? He doing real business. What do you want him to do? Do you want him to be dead? Do you want him to be abiding by the street code? Do you want him to be at home crying about this? No, he is shining, right? And I'm glad he is, right? I'm actually very, very glad that Gucci Mane is okay. Okay, unlike a lot of other people that seem to just want to clown this man for doing something very, very human, to be honest with you. So, a lot of people since this have come out to kind of speak on Pooh Shiesty, give their opinions, shit on Gucci Mane, all of that stuff. And one of the big people that have given, their controversial opinions on the matter is, of course, Boosie Badass. Okay, he gave his opinions on...
Like, what Gucci Mane needs to do is say, I did it because I'm a citizen now. Don't make no rap song testifying again. Man, I'm a citizen. I'm no longer Gucci. I'm Roderick Davis. What he did, the YNs, this shit'll never leave him. He needs to stop rapping. He needs to stop rapping. Like, what he did, bro, is just, the YN's pissed. I woke up to my DM. Nigga, they are pissed. Gucci shouldn't have told shit. He should not identify them for shit. You know what he should have said? When they came in this bit, we doing this shit for his album. This is all the social media skit. We already took out the blogs, the posters. We doing this shit for his album. We doing this shit for his album. And if you fuck with my artist, I'ma sue y'all. If you arrest my artist, I'ma sue y'all.
So everybody, you heard the message, right? If you're signed, if you're If you're doing business and you're signed with Boosie Badass, all right, real street legend, all right, beat his bodies. If you're signed to Boosie Badass, you are well within your rights to up the pole on him and tell him, give him, I'm gonna need that chain. What's this chain say? I don't even know what it says, Mr. Something. I'm gonna need that chain. I'm gonna need you to sign me out the contract. And I'm gonna need you to lie to the world and say that this is all an album rollout, all right? And I've got the Draco to the back of your head. Boosie Badass is fair game, all right? He is street, he ain't no businessman, all right? Vlad, if Boosie ain't giving you the right rates that you want for the interview, apparently, Vlad, you're well within your rights to up Drake at Boosie's head and tell him you better sign that, you better do that interview for $500. And Boosie got to go out here and say, oh, this is all part of the rollout with me and Vlad. Ain't no street stuff going on. Clown.
Gucci know what the fuck he did. Everybody trying to sugarcoat for this nigga. He know exactly what the fuck it. And with the feds, you don't need it. And what pissed me off even more. He made a video saying, ain't none of y'all got more money than me. Back to the fucking money over principles and morals. And
it's not money over principles and morals. He's grown up. He's got better principles and morals. This street nonsense that constantly gets you in trouble, gets you shot, gets you hurt, can get you killed, get you robbed. It's nonsense. He's got a better code of ethics now.
Then people talking about he's a businessman now. Woo. He has this now. He has that now. A couple months ago, this nigga was making videos about snitches and all this shit. Woo. Like, we can't let these motherfuckers keep jumping the bushes, bro.
So look, Boosie's fair game, man. If you want to rob Boosie out of his contract, you know what I'm saying? If you're an artist working with Boosie, you're disgruntled, it's fair game, man. Up that Drake. And he ain't going to say shit, all right? He ain't going to say shit because he got to abide by the street code. He's so street, he got to abide by that street code, bro. We're going to need millions of dollars. We're going to need contract negotiate all via the Draco.
This is...
So he would basically go on to explain Gucci as Guwop, his past self, pregnant Gucci, as Vlad's been calling him. That's been hilarious. He's basically been breaking down his influence on other rappers and his new song Crash Dummies and just what he thinks of it.
Oh, wow. He raised like Boosie. This nigga raised some niggas, boy. He raised some niggas and told how many videos that popped up when he talking about fuck a snitch, I never do this, I never do that, woo.
Yeah, definitely.
And then they won't talk about this a clone. No, this ain't no motherfucking clone. This the same nigga. He shouldn't. You supposed to tell him, oh man, we doing this shit for to get his album finna come out. You know? Fuck all that shit. Then you go get back and put his ass up.
Yeah.
That's what you go do. Now you can't fight no contract because his ass in the graveyard. If you like that,
yeah.
You don't send no 24, 25-year-old nigga to life in prison if they convict him. Cause 40 to 50 is an L, my nigga. Where your heart at, my nigga? You was young as a motherfucker too. If you gonna play it right, man. You know Shiesty wasn't thinking. You know what Shiesty thinking? This Gucci, man. That nigga ain't finna tell on me and fuck up his reputation. And
hey, this Boosie, man, he ain't finna tell on me and mess up my reputation. I might up that Drake. Boosie, give me everything, man.
He gonna get it back in blood.
They were dumb for doing that. That's what Boosie ain't getting, man. He's saying, oh, this is what he should have done. He raised all these youngins to be shooters and get shit back in blood. They dumb thinking Gucci was going to get it back in blood. Ain't they see his Breakfast Club interview? Pooh Shiesty, bro, he probably checked out that Breakfast Club interview. Should have known better. Should have known Keisha Cole would be wondering where that wedding ring went.
Yeah.
That's what he thought. Yeah. He thought this nigga here, I can rob any. If I rob this nigga here ain't going to point to them, telling people it was me, man. Shiesty wasn't thinking, man. And you go on that motherfucker talking about money, man. And where your principles and your morals at? Then you make a fucking whole, you testified on the song. That fucked me up even more. You ain't even got to go to court for nothing. You do not have to go to court. You just gave your whole testimony.
Take a wow.
Hey, you know who gave their whole testimony on a song? Pooh Shiesty. Talking about, I ain't shot a gun in 4 years. I ain't sent a hit in 3. Told on himself nonstop. But unfortunately now, for Gucci Mane, Pooh Shiesty's the least of his worries because his other big artist, Fujiano, just come out of jail and he put Pooh Shiesty in his display picture. He's beefing with Gucci and he's saying, yeah, big up Pooh Shiesty for robbing him. All right? Fujiano's picked his side. People are saying Fujiano a crash out too, man. If he was out, he would have been there with Pooh and 30, and also to also get him out of that deal with Gucci. Saying, buddy, so dumb. I would have stayed quiet. Everyone around me would know how I felt, but this shit business. You still got to feed your family. You think Gucci give a F if he made money off of Fujiano for real? He finna be a slave to his contract unless he come with that bread. Said Pooh was going to buy himself out of his contract, but Gucci wouldn't let him because he was going to sign to Yo Gotti. He got him on slave contracts. So nobody put a gun to his head and made him sign that contract. No, that's facts. Gucci Mane didn't up the Draco on Pooh Shiesty and make him sign a bad contract. Facts. Absolutely facts. Chose to do that, right? The only thing worse than signing with Gucci is signing to Jeezy. No one ever wants to stay in that deal. But he signed to him. Both of them dudes still paying him. This shit is pathetic. Pooh Shiesty running it up for Gucci Mane. And you know Gucci Mane ain't never, ever, ever finna let him out of that deal. So my guy 1090 Jake, he gave his opinion on the situation. He was very, very disappointed in Gucci
Pride,
Mane.
and he clearly wanted to make Gucci look and feel some type of way, because not only did he make him sign, he stripped him of all his jewelry. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, realistically, you don't think Gucci has GIA certified diamonds? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think they're able to track that whatever it was, $500,000 or $250,000 watch? Like, all these things got numbers on them, bro. Like, all of these things are serialized. Where the f you ain't just taking that to a Memphis pawn shop and getting rid of that like that.
So look, Jake is making a very, very good point, and I haven't seen anyone else make this point. That wedding ring, $500,000 wedding ring, Gucci Mane, I don't think I've seen him in a watch worth less than $200,000. That was looking like a $500,000-$600,000 watch in the last picture, right? These aren't watches you can just sell. It's not Rolex Batman. There's loads of them about, all right? These, as Jake put it, these things got numbers on them, bro. Like, ain't no $500,000 watch you can just swap in. This is a known watch. Like, the AD that sold Gucci this watch going to be wondering what's going on with that watch. Like, these are priceless artifacts. These are real infinity stones out here. You can't just flip them. That's how dumb it was.
You know what I mean? And it's just wild, and not for nothing. Growing up on Gucci too, like Gucci had a lot of people crashing out and living what he was rapping. And that's why a lot of people feel some type of way. And everybody, oh, Gucci's a businessman. He's a businessman. That man's been talking about on Pookie Loke for 20 years. So it's like everybody looked at him like a because that's how he carried himself. He's always talking about, yo, you try me, I'm gonna smoke you. You do this, I'm gonna smoke you. To him, that. And then he got tried and no one believed it because of his reputation as a That's why nobody believed it. Yep. No one fucking believed it because everybody was under the impression you try Gucci, you gonna and to hear he went out like that. Hernandez Govin said he was like crying or some shit.
Really?
So it's like, yeah, that motherfucker had all types. And that's another thing. He did an interview saying that Pooh Shiesty's the one that took the shit out of his ears. And that Gucci was like teary-eyed and shit. And that's, well, who the you think told him that? Who you think told him? How did he find that out? Because he wasn't in that room?
Hey, somebody's talking, all right? And I don't think it would be Gucci Mane. So he made a good point. Hernandez Govin's out here talking about Gucci was crying and the earrings got stolen. I think Pooh Shiesty and his crew were probably loose-lipped. They were probably bragging about this shit, and it got all over Memphis quick, all right? Now, South Memphis rapper Six Figure Trigger would claim that Pooh Shiesty actually took it way too far.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. This is why he went too far, bro. I want y'all to dissect what I'm saying. This is why he went too far. When you in the streets, this is my rule of the streets right here. Like, when you in the streets, I believe you only do street things to street people who are actively participating in the street. Like, for example, like I'm gonna use just like my cameraman in Atlanta, for example. If a situation happened and somebody bucked down on him and rob him for his cameras, I don't expect him to go get no get back. I expect for him to do what his taxpaying dollars do and call 911 emergency and get your ass locked up, because he's not a part of this world. It's like it's different earth realm. When you in the street shit, like street rules only apply to street niggas. And one thing about it, you got people that convert over. Like you have people that go from street guys to Muslim, street guys to Christians, or whatever. And guess what? When people convert over and de-announce the streets, I'm not a part of it, my ass dead. The only way something still go on them if it's blood on their hands. Now if it's blood on their hands, it's still a go on them. But if there's no blood on their hands and nothing, hey bro, man, our street rules on the platform, we gotta go with these folks in the quote unquote white folks way. That's just the term. We gotta go with these folks with the white folks. So me saying that, not saying that Gucci de-announced the streets, because I don't know if I don't know what Gucci did, but from what I seen on the internet, I don't know who's there or nothing, but the evidence I seen of the damage and assaults that were done to people, the pigment of their skin looked white or Mexican. So, and then when I heard more description of it, there was no street guy, them wasn't street guys. So nothing street applies to them. Nothing street applies to them. So however they go about it, it's like, bro, you gotta take your lick and run with it. The best listening is about listening. And time is the most valuable non-renewable resource. You know what I say all the time. Time cannot be purchased.
So he makes a really good point. He's saying when people denounce the street, they're out of it. You got to deal with them the white folks way. Pooh Shiesty should have got it back in, not blood. He should have got it back in white paper in the courtroom. He should have got it back on A4 legal filings and beaten him at his own game. But I do think he did make an interesting point where he said the only way that you can still be considered a street target is if you got blood on your hands. Now, some people feel like Gucci might have had blood on his hands because he was linking up and doing music with some people that allegedly had bodies on Pooh Shiesty's gang. That's the only saving grace that you can really give. But even then, he was doing business. So anyway, Wack 100, my guy. All right, I spoke to Wack the other day. There's been all sorts of no jumper drama going on with Wack. Shout out to him, man. I need to link up with Wack soon. But he would discuss the situation on Vlad too. And I got to say, Vlad got the content right now. Vlad got back-to-back interviews with Jake and Wack, and they're going crazy. Okay, so you got to go and check those clips out. But Wack would pop up on Vlad, and he would suggest that Pooh Shiesty will be getting a lot of time behind bars and just reiterating how dumb this plan was.
Pooh Shiesty is potentially facing life in prison.
I think it'd be smarter to end up with 15, 20.
Oh, that's a lot.
Huh?
That's a lot. 15, 20?
Yeah.
For a 26-year-old? That's a lot.
But I mean, you know,
say goodbye to your 30s.
Well, I'm gonna be real with you. A lot of us that come up doing it the way he looks like he wants to do it, we just did it at a younger age. We started at 12, 14, 2 here, 5 here, 4 here, that accumulated. But it seems to me like, hey, listen, that's what he wants. That's what he's looking for.
But look, the crazy part for me is he sat in a jail cell for 3 years trying to figure out how to get out of this contract. And this was the best solution he found. Kidnapping. This is the best he can come up with.
But that's, okay, it's like a math equation. 3 times 3 equals 10. No, that don't. 2 times 8 is 17. No, that. After the equal sign, if it's not the right answer, you cannot carry it. The math's not adding up.
It's not mathing.
I mean, like, okay, let's say it worked out to a T. Gucci Mane didn't say nothing, nobody says nothing. Me and you know, Vlad, when contracts like that start generating, it starts and it ends with an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
Was you gonna go to Atlantic and say, here goes my contract, I'm out of contract with Gucci, and I'm out with you? Atlantic gonna say, well, we did a deal with Gucci for 4 albums, Gucci did a deal with you for 4 albums, you turned in 1, therefore we are still owed 3.
Well, hold on. Now, I don't know what the contract looks like, but I was under the impression that what happened was he was getting out of the contract with Gucci, but still staying with Atlantic.
No.
That's what I thought. That's what I assumed.
When those situations happen like that, right, they don't usually let you out of the contract. What they do is they let you just deal direct with the label.
That's what I thought. I thought that he was basically cutting out the middleman and going directly to the label by having Gucci sign this off.
Well, what you fight for, and Game did it in his era, you fight for the creative control.
Pooh Shiesty is potentially facing life in prison.
I think it'd be smarter to end up with 15.
So look, there it is, man. It's looking like he's cooked. His lawyers left him, all right? Ain't no way them, I'm not saying it, but as these guys are saying, them white folks was going to put up with that contract being released, okay? Too many people involved, too much money on the line. That's just not how it works. And it's very dumb and misguided of Pooh Shiesty to even think that he could conduct business this way, okay? Big trouble with his lawyer walking away from this, okay? And the fact that he even probably still wants to take this to trial and not take a plea, it's not going to work well for him, okay? That's what I think, but we're going to see. If there's more evidence that comes out, if he becomes absolved of this, it's a long shot, but hey, I'll keep you guys posted, and I'm definitely watching with a lot of interest. So anyway, that's me. I'll see you guys next video. I'm going to do 2 David updates later today. I'm about to hit the gym and come back, and I've got to do some, I've got to handle some business, but I will be back with 2 more videos today, hopefully, maybe 3 if I've got the energy. But anyway, appreciate everybody watching the content. I'll catch you in the next one, gang. Peace.